Hello, in today's video we're going through the alternatives for the squat. In our previous videos we've done about squat form and we've done about variations of the squat, but today we're getting into alternatives. Maybe you've got a bit of a niggle in the back or a bit of a knee injury, or you just want them to mix it up slightly. We've got a ton of alternatives that you can do if you wanted to work around glutes and the quads at the same time as well. And we've got a massive range from using machines to just body weight to even easier stuff if you're just rehabbing things, to everything in between as well. We're going to start with single leg variations, really good for working the quads and the glutes. And one of the best ones to start with is a Bulgarian split squat. Especially if you're wanting to go lighter but still get a great benefit. This is very similar to a split squat, instead you have your back leg raised up on the surface. With any of the split stance work, it's important to be working on minimising that valgus knee, the knee caving inwards and the hip going outwards. You want that glute working to keep that hip in line. And another point is to focus on the front leg doing the work. And all of these that we show you with the split squat variations, or any of them coming up, you can progress by adding weight. The easier version of this is just a normal split squat. You can do this with weight on the back, like a squat, or you can have the weight by your side. And you can mix this up in a few ways, with lunges, stepping forward and then back into position, or reverse lunges, stepping back and then coming forward into position. Slightly easier on the knee, doing it reverse, and you can mix that up with weight both sides, on the inside, on the outside, or swapping as you're going from one to the other. You can do lateral lunges, and you can make this even harder doing Cossack squats. You can get pretty crazy and do overhead variations of the lunges as well if you want to add in some extra core stability. Other single leg work to do hitting similar areas is something like the pistol squat. This is where you just stood on one leg squatting backwards. If you can't get all the way down, then go to a level and build up. Or you can also do it on a TRX to make it a bit easier. We have step ups. Again, this can be weighted, and an even better option for this is step downs. A really nice one to hit that quad and much harder than it looks. For this, you want to lift the toes of the foot that's going down, so you're not pushing off when coming back up, and the higher leg is doing all the work. Again, making sure that the knee isn't caving in. Before we get into the machine work, which is even harder, we're going to get into an even easier level. And this is good, especially if you're needing to rehab from like a knee injury or something like that. And it'll be exercises such as things like the active straight leg raise, where you keep your leg really straight and raise it up. Even if this is too hard or painful, we have inner range quads, which is having something under your knee to get some flexion into the knee, then a short range of movement to straighten the leg up. If wanting to get the same effect as a squat but using machines, we'll show you a ton of variations you can do today. Obviously this does depend on what equipment you're going to have in your gym. But one we've got is the lever squat. We've got the hack squat. We've got the belt squat. We've got the leg press. And one thing to note on the leg press is keeping the back flat to the pad. A lot of the time, people tend to let the legs come closer towards the chest, rounding that lower back in the process, while also tending to use higher loads. Same with the squat here, keeping the knees out to give the hips more space will allow an increase in range rather than relying on the lower back. Another final option, which is great, is a sled push. Keeping the back nice and straight. You can have your arms straight or bent for this, but you're driving with the legs. And if you're just wanting to keep it isolated and work on the quads, then there's the classic of the leg extension. So there we have it, an absolute ton of alternatives that you can use for the squat. Whether it's because you've got a knee injury, a bit of a back injury, even if you're trying to fully rehab, there'll be something there that anyone can use and still get a bit of a benefit, strengthening the quads and strengthening the glutes in the process. If you're looking for a bit more posterior chain, such as hamstring and glutes and erector spinae, then check out our deadlift series that we've done previously. If you've got a specific injury to the knee, like a meniscus injury, then we're going to be doing a video coming up about whether or not to get surgery for that. So definitely make sure you've hit that subscribe button, hit hit the notification bell to know when that comes out, and check out some of our other videos while you're here as well, and we will catch you on the next one.